In this tutorial, you shall find an answer to the board question. Explain the concept of diminishing marginal rate of substitution and show how it affects the indifference curve. At the outset, I tell you the answer is developed according to the guidelines given by the board. So, I divide the whole work into 4 distinct parts. Answer to the board question, fabricating the table, drawing the graph, mistakes normally committed by students according to the board. First, the answer. The tendency of a consumer willing to part with less and less units of one good, say good Y, in order to acquire one additional unit of another good, say good X, in order to stay on the same indifference curve is called diminishing marginal rate of substitution. We shall try to understand this with the help of a table and graph. To begin with, the consumer has combination A. To form combination B, he substitutes 1 unit of X in the place of 4 units of Y. Combination B contains 2 units of good X and 8 units of good Y. In doing so, he gets the same utility from combination A and B. When he forms the combination C, he substitutes 1 unit of good X in the place of 3 units of good Y. Combination C consists of 3 units of good X and 5 units of good Y. Utility he gets from combination C is the same as that of A and B. Thus, as he goes on forming new combinations D and E, his willingness to substitute good X for good Y diminishes as 1:2 and 1:1. This tendency is called diminishing marginal rate of substitution. We shall see how does it affect the indifference curve. Indifference curve slopes downward. It is convex towards the origin. It is because of the diminishing marginal rate of substitution. As the consumer slides down along the indifference curve, his willingness to part with the number of units of good Y in order to acquire one additional unit of good X falls. For example, when he moves from point A to B, consumer parts with 4 units of good Y in order to get one additional unit of good X. When he moves from point B to C on the same indifference curve, he is willing to part with only 3 units of good Y in order to get one additional unit of X. Thus, when the consumer moves down along the indifference curve, in order to stay on the same indifference curve, he is willing to part with less and less units of good Y to get one additional unit of good X. This tendency is known as diminishing marginal rate of substitution. Since marginal rate of substitution of good X for good Y is diminishing, the indifference curve is negatively sloping and convex towards the origin. Our answer to the board question ends here. Fabricating table. How to create table fast. There is a good way to state the values in the table without much effort. First, form the table with 4 columns and 6 rows. Name the columns. First column combination, second column good X, third column good Y, fourth column diminishing marginal rate of substitution of X for Y. Name the combinations A, B, C, D and E. Fill the column good X 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then fill the column good Y. Start with 12. Next value is 4 less than 12, 8. Next value is 3 less than 8, 5. Next value is 2 less than 5, 3. The last value is 1 less than 3, 2. It is that easy. Use the value you have deducted to form the ratio. No rate of exchange for combination A. Put a dash mark. For B, 1 is to 4. For C, 1 is to 3. For D, 1 is to 2. And for E, 1 is to 1. Note, the rate of increase of good X is 1. Rate of decrease of good Y is falling as 4, 3, 2 and 1. Yes, you have completed the table. We shall turn to draw the graph. Draw the Y and X axis and label them. Show good Y along the Y axis and good X along the X axis. Draw the negatively sloping indifference curve showing the convexity. Name it. Then mark 5 points at equidistance starting from y-axis along the x-axis. Mark them as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Draw vertical lines to the IC. From the indifference curve, draw horizontal lines to y-axis. State the values starting from 12, 8, 5, 3 and 2. You have finished the graph. See, this is the technique I have been using since my student days. This technique will help you to fabricate the table and graph in no time. Well, we shall see what, according to the board report, are the common mistakes normally students commit in answering the questions. 1. Most of the students write the definition of marginal rate of substitution instead of diminishing marginal rate of substitution. It's a big mistake. 2. They give only verbal explanation, they didn't show the table and graph. 3. Those who have drawn the graph did it wrongly, either a linear curve or a right-angled curve, or a curve of some peculiar shape. 4. Those who have drawn the graph properly didn't show the values along the y and x axis. Most of the students write diminishing marginal rate of substitution of x for y makes the indifference curve to have a negative slope instead of diminishing marginal rate of substitution of x for y makes the indifference curve to have a negative slope and convex towards the origin. So, the board expects you to avoid such mistakes while attempting an answer. I wish the students to be perfectly accurate in answering the questions by following the warnings given by the board. We shall meet again.